How you doing, people? Hope you're having a good day. Gonna hit up kind of a interesting one that's kind of bothering me a little bit. The Canadian dollar and its current rise and acceleration in value, or at least apparent value, shall we say. Unfortunately, the value of the Canadian dollar really hasn't changed on the world stage. Against the American dollar, it's a very different story. We're gaining against the American dollar. But when you look at it, the whole picture, not just Canadian-American relationships against the world currencies, the Canadian dollar has not moved anything significant or abnormal. It hasn't gained or lost anything per se. Now, the problem that this creates and the illusion that it creates is everyone's sitting here cheering and praising the Canadian economy and the Canadian dollar for going up. The reality of the situation is the Canadian dollar hasn't fucking moved. The American dollar, on the other hand, is losing value on the world stage. Henceforth, the Canadian dollar looks like it's going up. Now, the unfortunate part about this is the fact that the Canadian economy as a whole is actually doing worse currently than it has been in recent history. We have more factories and manufacturing plants shutting down. We have more steel mills, aluminum mills, and everything else being sold off to other countries, losing money or not producing properly. The only industry we currently have that is accelerating to any degree is the oil and gas industry, which really is not a benefit simply because we do not refine our own products. We sell them as raw material and then buy them back, which does not help the Canadian economy in the long term. Granted, we have a decent economy based on this factor, but it's not really as beneficial to the Canadian people as it could be. So unfortunately, we sort of get screwed over in doing this, and we don't even realize it, which is the funny part. Now, the unfortunate part is we have American companies and companies from other countries buying into Canada, looking to get into the stabilized dollar system, the stabilized economy. It's a relatively stable, unmoving economy, unchanging economy. The unfortunate part is a lot of these corporations no longer have to understand how to make money legitimately. They understand how to purchase a company, take the best aspects of the company, incorporate them into themselves, and then sell off the rest. The unfortunate part is in doing this, it destabilizes the Canadian economy in the long term. And unfortunately, the Canadian people don't seem to be waking up and realizing this currently. I've always had a problem with corporate capitalism. I don't like corporate capitalism. I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it's beneficial to anybody per se, except the people at the top of the corporation. Capitalism, I'm very much for. Capitalism helps individuals. It can help build small groups. It can help build small corporations. The problem is when corporate capitalism becomes what it is, it's just simply a consuming monster. It doesn't understand reality, it doesn't understand balancing the economy anymore, it just wishes to consume. Personal point of view there more than anything, but that's my personal point of view, and I will state it at this point in time simply because I'm hitting the topics. But back to the Canadian dollar, it's not moving anywhere, people. Pay attention, do the research for yourself. Don't take my word for it. The American dollar is currently the one taking the shit kicking on the world stage, and that does not bode well for Canada in the long term. Granted, short term, it's a good thing for us. We get to, get things from the States nice and cheap and everything else. Long term, though, it's very detrimental, especially if the world economy keeps shifting the way it seems to be shifting, which is trading in the euro, not the American dollar anymore. And that in itself hurts the Canadian economy, as well as the American economy, as well as the world economy as it currently is, but in the long term bolsters the European economy and can bolster other countries. Who's right, who's wrong? Well, the world economics is the world economics, and they do as they wish. As for Canadians and stuff, we need to take care and concern ourselves with protecting the Canadian economy, protecting it from outside interference and outside influence, and having it implode upon itself because we are not diligent enough and not taking care of our own economy well enough. That's just my opinion. Have a good day.